Hello there. This is part one of my ticket stubs collection. I had to split it into two parts because if I kept it as one big video, it would be way too long. So this is part one. Just wanted to say thanks for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it. These aren't all of the concerts I've ever been to because sometimes tickets get lost or damaged, or they wouldn't let me keep the ticket at the show for some stupid reason. So these are the concert tickets that I have saved. And I just wanted to say a quick rant about concerts in the year 2020. So I bought tickets to 3 shows early on for this year for Tool, Def Leppard and Motley Crue, and the Black Crowes. And it became very apparent early on that these shows were not going to be happening this year, and they took forever to start issuing any kind of a refund for the shows, especially the Motley Crue show. And it's not like I need it because I've been working this whole time, but for people who needed the money, these Ticketmaster or bands or whoever is in charge of deciding when to cancel the show or postpone it, they were really greedy. Anyway, rant over. Going to concerts is one of my major joys in life. And the first show I ever went to was the Foo Fighters in 1997. Here's one for Oasis in Seattle. I saw Oasis and the Black Crowes in Las Vegas, 2001 or 2000. I'm sorry. So another time in Oasis. They're my favorite band, by the way. Noel Gallagher solo. Paul McCartney. Oh my gosh, he played for 3 hours that night. My feet were sore. I was like, enough, Paul, enough. Scott Weiland, about a month before he died, unfortunately. Front row to see Noel Gallagher, one of the best shows of my life. Who's that? Oh, the Eagles. Great show. Guns N' Roses Not in This Lifetime tour. Another Oasis show in Berkeley, the year 2000. Weird Al Yankovic. This was in Juneau, Alaska, I think in 95. But I don't consider it my first concert because it was more like a show in a theater. Ministry. Limp Bizkit and Eminem. I always tell people this concert was the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on. It's true. Offspring. Nazareth. I got it autographed by the original lead singer, Dan McCafferty. Faith No More. Prince in Oakland, Prince in San Francisco a week later. First time seeing Tool. Smashing Pumpkins at the Warfield. Rancid at the Warfield. Another show at the Warfield with Rancid. They're definitely in my top 5 favorite bands. Rancid is. Motley Crue. I was front row right in front of Nikki the whole time. The final tour, quote unquote. Third Eye Blind at the Sonoma County Fair. Lindsey Buckingham at the Fillmore. I was right up front the whole time. Such a good show. He's the genius behind Fleetwood Mac. I don't care what anyone says. Eve 6 at the Troubadour. Third Eye Blind at the Fillmore. The Dreaming, which is Stabbing Westward. They started a new band called The Dreaming. Better Than Ezra, I got to meet Kevin Griffin after the show. Foo Fighters, Sacramento. Eve 6 at Ace of Spades in Sacramento. One of my favorite venues in the world. Cheap Trick, Pat Benatar, the Pixies, Heart. I think that was my first time seeing them. LaRue, man, I fell in love with her after she opened up for New Order. I'm a huge fan now. Aerosmith in Lake Tahoe. Royal Blood at Ace of Spades the day before my baby daughter was born. Papa Roach at Ace of Spades. Bryan Adams at the Crest Theater in Sacramento. Rancid at the Warfield. Taylor Swift. I got that ticket free. I was at work and this lady said, "Oh, I gotta go get my free Taylor Swift tickets." And I was like, "I want to go," and I was, "No, I'm just joking." And then she came back and gave me a ticket, so I went. Robin Zander in a tiny club. I got to meet him and he autographed my arm and I got it tattooed. Limp Bizkit in Reno. Slash at the Fox Theater in Oakland. Huey Lewis and the News at Thunder Valley Resort. Ed Kowalczyk, the singer from Live. Crosses at Ace of Spades. Chino Moreno's side band. I loved every second of that show. Sarah McLachlan, huge fan of hers. New Order, love them. I love Joy Division, so amazing. 9 Inch Nails and Soundgarden in one night, yes please. Courtney Love in San Francisco, great show. Sammy Hagar and James Hetfield, the Acoustic for a Cure show. Ween in Santa Cruz. Don Henley, San Francisco. Paramore at the Warfield. Eminem. Killers. Papa Roach. Moral Auditorium. Family Values Tour. It was Stone Temple Pilots, Static X, Linkin Park, Stained. Amazing. Linkin Park again. Garth Brooks. These aren't in any kind of order, by the way. It's just kind of where I threw them. Smokey Robinson, legend. Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield. They were just doing a symposium in Berkeley. Sammy Hagar, Thunder Valley. Beach Boys at Thunder Valley. 311 at Ace of Spades. The Yeah Yeah Yeahs at the Fillmore. Soulfly at Ace of Spades. I got so carried away I tried ripping down the banister. I was so into the show. Dave Attell, he's a comedian. Amy Schumer, comedian. Whitney Cummings, comedian. Pat Martin's A Rock for Reason. Jacoby Shaddix was there, and Tesla. Steel Panther. And again, Steel Panther. I've drove down a lot from Sacramento to LA to see them. Krayshawn, Journey, and Steve Miller. Vans Warped Tour 2002. I mainly went for Finch, and I got their guitarist R2K to sign it. Seeing Finch again. I've seen Finch 13 times. And it'll be more now that they've gotten back together. And they're going to tour next year in 2021. Finch. 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 Guess who? Murder City Devils, one of my favorite bands of all time. They were my first tattoo. Again. Murder City Devils in Seattle. I flew down from Juneau, Alaska to see that show. Worth it. Murder City Devils, San Francisco, Kasabian in a small club in Sacramento, Harlow's, Fratelli's at the Fillmore, Jimmy Eat World and Paramore. I went for Paramore. Filter at the Boardwalk in Orangevale, and Travis at the Warfield. That's it for part 1.